Hello and welcome to my new video finally. Here's a girl that I drew when I listened to Billie Eilish's song You Should See Me in a Crown, hence the crown on her head, and I was walking from my bus to my home and I had this badass feeling and I loved the silhouette my kind of coat made. So that's where the idea for this character came about. And then I googled some or Pinterested some dresses that were lacy and flowy, and this came up, so that's where the dress came from, because I wanted her to look badass and floating in the air and being kind of supernatural, I don't know, some kind of girl. And here I'm just tracing it from the sketch, and it worked out pretty well. But then I kind of came across this problem that I had with my ink pens, and they didn't take my alcohol markers that well, and that wasn't gonna fly because I wanted to do a work with my alcohol markers. And then I kind of came into this conclusion that I'm just gonna ink it with whatever I got and then scan it and then print it, because my printer's ink is alcohol resistant, or it can handle markers. So that kind of bummed me out, because I used this mixed media paper from Canson, I believe is the brand, and it would have taken the markers better than just, you know, normal copy paper. But that's what I have here, and that's I have to deal with, because I wanted to do this quick little drawing right now. So I really didn't have any choice. I haven't been able to use my new Copic sketch markers at all, so I used this color as a skin tone, which was the number E41 Pearl White, and it was the only Copic in skin tone color that I had alive. The other ones weren't light enough for the idea that I was having, because I wanted to have a contrast between a very dark black lace dress and then like a pearly white skin tone with a lot of blush in it. That was kind of the color palette that I had in my mind. So this was the only color that fit that idea. And it was an experiment, let me tell you. I haven't been using Copics in a long time, or any kind of alcohol markers. So I kind of experimented the layering of the colors. I've never done this. Put on a different color layer underneath and then put on something else on top. I don't know if it even worked, because the gray color from the Promarkers were so dark that I don't know if it had any effect on the gray shade. And I was kind of wanting to try my Colorless blender on top and see if it kind of peeked through underneath when I put on the gray, and then kind of used it on top, but it really didn't do anything. So I kind of well, just experimented with this. And here you can see I'm looking at the Pinterest inspiration picture and kind of figuring out where I should have skin tone coming through the lace, and where should I have the bra and panties and, you know, stuff seeing through before I'm gonna start the lace part of this dress, because you needed to make all the shadings and the undergarments before you start doing the lace because of the ink problem mostly on my part, but usually you need to have the underlayer ready before you start doing any decorations on top, or that's how I would think how this should go. And I tried to make it look a little bit like there was some kind of lighting coming underneath her, or some kind of under angle that would cause the shadows kind of go like this. It's really not accurate, except probably on her face. That's the most realistic lighting I kind of thought of without looking at reference, because I need to just, you know, do something. This wasn't something I would research a lot for, and I wanted to add a floating crown on top of her head. And then I just added a ton of blush with Copics and with coloring pencils, because I love that look. I've always loved that look where all the parts where your kind of shoulders and elbows and fingertips and cheeks are very red. I don't know, that's always been a thing that I love, apart from freckles. Those two things are like my favorite things to draw. And then I took different thicknesses of ink pens and started to do the lace. I kind of did the darker parts first. I don't know if it was smart or not, but I kind of wanted to see if I could make some different textures with different thicknesses of ink pens, sorry. But yeah, I used this, what is it? Staedtler permanent Lumocolor ink pen to make the fluffy textures, because I wanted to kind of copy the textures from the inspiration picture, and I thought it would make everything easier to have kind of guidelines to the dress. And then I would just move on to the delicate parts, which I made mostly with this Staedtler coloring pencil, because it was very like soft and flowy and, you know, delicate looking. And it wouldn't take a lot of your focus when you look at the dress. It would kind of be just like the underlayer cross hatching like I'm doing here. I just made the mistake of not wearing any kind of glove or anything to protect the pencil layer after I did it, because it kind of smudged a bit, and then I had to go over again with the pencil to make it sharp again, and it was a whole learning process during this whole drawing. And then I needed something very small, but something that would kind of grab your attention from the very lightweight layer, and that's why I used this Micron pen to make the flowers. And I kind of tried to make a pattern, made the flowers in three groups of three, and as kind of in a triangle shape, and then just add a bunch of little dots everywhere. Then I kind of needed to go somewhere else to focus on the not only the lace. So I added some skin coloring to the stay ups with my coloring pencil. So that's kind of made the whole skin seeing through the fabric or something like that. I tried to make it look like that, and then made everything a little bit darker. And then I took my trusty coloring pencil in black and kind of connected the flowers, because that's how it looked in the picture that I was taking the inspiration out of, that they had flowers and then they were connected with something. So I kind of just went and connected the dots. In this case, connected the flowers. And then the hair. I had no idea how to do this hair, but I just wanted some shading, but not too much, because I wanted to be light and a little bit in down lit kind of situation, but I really didn't know how to do that, and I really wanted this thing done, so I didn't research anything because it wasn't the most important thing. I think the colors were the thing that I wanted people to see first when they looked at this drawing, and then I just went over the lines with ink pencil and added some white dots everywhere, and then I was done. I don't know if this made any sense, but I loved to draw something and not think about it too much and just get inspiration from a song and a badass feeling, and that's about it. So thank you for watching and see you again hopefully soon in my next video. Bye. Thank you for watching. Bye.